The CEO just took a bite of the steamed bun bought by his assistant. He was surprised to taste the same flavor his sister used to make when they were kids. When he saw the familiar jujube inside the bun, the CEO realized that the person selling the buns might be his sister, who he lost 20 years ago. 20 years ago, a fire took away their parents, leaving the siblings alone. The brother picked up trash every day to support his sister. The boss praised him for being more capable than adults and gave him extra money. The brother looked at the $100 bill in his hand and decided to go to the bakery to order a cream cake, because today was their shared birthday. He wanted to give his sister a big surprise. The sensible sister knew her brother was working hard picking up trash, so she prepared meals every day, waiting for him to come home. To celebrate her brother's birthday, the sister made a steamed bun cake for him. The brother was heartbroken to see his sister's arm burned red. He told her not to cook anymore, but the sister, unfazed by the burns, handed him a freshly steamed jujube bun. The brother praised her for making jujube buns that tasted better than cake. The sister planned to sell buns on the street in a few days, but the brother insisted she stay home. He said making money was his job. After saying that, the brother immediately ran out to pick up the cake he ordered for her. Just after the brother left, human traffickers came and took the sister away. By the time the brother returned with the cake, he saw his sister being taken away in a car, but it was too late. 20 years later, the brother, through his efforts, became a billionaire CEO, but he could never be happy on his birthday. He refused to eat a single bite of cake until he found his sister. Over the years, he even offered half his fortune as a reward, but he never got any leads on his sister. Little did he know, his sister had been selling jujube buns outside his company building all this time. The sister also hoped to find her brother through the jujube buns they ate as children. Every day, she worked tirelessly at her stall to raise money for her daughter's surgery, while also caring for her disabled husband. She remembered that today was her and her brother's birthday, so she made jujube buns just like 20 years ago, and placed a candle on top to wish them a happy birthday. She thought to herself that once her daughter recovered, she would continue searching for her brother. At that moment, the CEO's assistant went downstairs to buy breakfast, and noticed a homemade cake at the bun stall. Remembering that today was the CEO's birthday, the assistant thought it was fitting, so she blew out the candle on the homemade cake, picked up a few buns, left some money, and walked away. The woman was about to say that the bun cake wasn't for sale, when her phone rang suddenly. The doctor informed her that her daughter's surgery needed to be moved up, and she should come to the hospital immediately to learn about the situation. Just then, her brother-in-law rushed over, and stuffed $300,000 into her hands to pay for the surgery. She knew there was no way her brother-in-law could make that much money driving for a ride-hailing service. She refused to take the money, especially since her brother-in-law was about to get married and would need it. Her brother-in-law said it didn't matter if he delayed getting married for a few years. There was no way he was going to lose such an adorable niece. He even prayed to Jesus, saying he'd rather stay single for life if it meant his niece could grow up safe and sound. It wasn't until the woman saw her in-laws in the car that her brother-in-law told her most of the $300,000 came from them selling their house and making pancakes. The woman immediately knelt to thank her in-laws, and blamed herself for not taking better care of her daughter, causing them to suffer. The in-laws quickly helped her up, saying it was all right. They believed everything was fate. At that moment, other vendors also came over to help her. They gave her money and food. She was deeply touched and promised to take good care of her daughter. Meanwhile, the assistant brought the steamed buns they bought downstairs to the CEO. The CEO took just one bite and found the taste very familiar. Breaking it open, he saw a jujube inside, and immediately thought of the jujube buns his sister made when they were kids. He guessed the vendor must be his long-lost sister. Excited, he followed his assistant downstairs to find her, but his sister had just gotten into a taxi to go to the hospital. In the end, the siblings missed their first chance to reunite, until he saw the scar on the woman's neck. The CEO realized that the bully jujube bun shop owner was very likely his sister who had been missing for 20 years, because his sister also had a similar scar on her neck, and when they were kids, she loved making jujube buns for him. 20 years ago, the siblings depended on each other for survival, and he never expected his sister to live such a miserable life now. Moreover, his sister's daughter was critically ill and on the verge of death. Seeing this, the CEO immediately ordered his subordinates to take his niece to the hospital, sparing no expense to use the best equipment for her treatment. Upon learning that the woman was the CEO's sister, the father and son duo, who had been arrogant earlier, suddenly panicked. They hurriedly apologized to the CEO and begged for forgiveness, but the CEO would not let those who hurt his sister off so easily. He directly ordered his subordinates to send them to the police station for investigation, and also took over all their company's assets. The CEO then rushed to the hospital to visit his niece, and she woke up after the surgery. Since her 12th birthday was in 3 days, the CEO intended to give her a gift, but she sensibly said she only wanted to eat the jujube buns her mother made. The woman also didn't want her brother to spend lavishly, but seeing how much the mother and daughter had suffered over the years, the CEO felt extremely guilty. He secretly decided to give them a surprise on his niece's 12th birthday in 3 days. The assistant immediately booked the entire building of a 5-star hotel to celebrate the CEO's niece's birthday. On the other hand, the woman's family was still unaware of this. They only wanted to have a simple birthday celebration for the little girl. The little girl's grandfather called all the relatives, but no one was willing to attend the birthday party, because the relatives looked down on their family family for being too poor, and chose to attend his elder brother's grandson's birthday party, which was on the same day. Although no relatives attended, a few kind vendors came to celebrate the little girl's birthday, and the family felt very happy. At this time, the elder brother's family arrived at the five-star hotel to hold a birthday banquet for his grandson, and they happened to see the woman's family eating street food at the hotel entrance. They thought the woman's family wanted to crash the party for free food and drink, and harshly ordered them to leave quickly. The woman explained that they were celebrating their daughter's 12th birthday, and weren't blocking the way, so why should they leave? The boy's mother didn't want to argue with the woman anymore, and led her family into the hotel first. At this moment, the woman received a call from the CEO. The CEO said he had reserved the rooftop garden of the five-star hotel for his niece's birthday party, and had prepared a special surprise for her, asking them to go inside first as he would be there soon. Unexpectedly, the security guard at the hotel entrance made a mistake, and mistook the boy's family for the VIPs of the rooftop garden. Hearing that the rooftop garden costs $3 million per night to reserve, the relatives were all very surprised and excited, but the boy's father looked worried and confused, because he had only reserved the first floor of the hotel for $30,000 a night, and was worried he wouldn't be able to afford the $3 million. The security guard said that the rooftop garden was reserved by the group CEO for them, and everyone praised the man for being promoted to a senior executive in the group, thinking he was so impressive to have gained the CEO's favor. For the sake of face, the man foolishly followed his family to the rooftop garden. Soon after, the woman's family also entered the hotel, but they were stopped by the snobbish hotel security. The CEO rented out the $3 million a night Sky Garden Hotel to celebrate his niece's 12th birthday. The hotel security mistook a boy's family for VIP guests and blocked the CEO's sister's family from entering. The woman said her brother had reserved the Sky Garden on the top floor. Only then did the security guard dismissively wave them in. The boy's family was in awe of the $3 million a night Sky Garden, saying they had never seen such a luxurious banquet hall. They assumed the boy's father was an executive at the company and that the CEO had made the reservation for them. But as soon as they entered the hall, they heard the manager congratulate the girl on her birthday. The boy's mother immediately became upset, reminding the manager that their child is a son, not a daughter. The manager suddenly felt something was wrong and suspected that the CEO might have made a mistake. Before the manager could react, the boy's mother demanded that the food be served immediately. At that moment, the woman's family also entered. The boy's mother insulted them, accusing them of freeloading. The woman quickly explained that the Sky Garden was reserved by her brother. The boy's father mocked them, saying they were too poor to reserve a $3 million a night hotel. Since both families were part of the same clan, the boy's grandfather stopped arguing with them and allowed them to stay, telling them to find a place to sit. The woman was angry but decided to sit down first before saying anything. However, the relatives intentionally took all the seats, leaving the woman's family to set up their own table in the hall. They took out a homemade cake to celebrate the girl's 12th birthday. The boy mocked the girl, saying she couldn't afford a cream cake, and brought over a piece to humiliate her. The girl pushed the cream cake away, accidentally staining the boy's new clothes. Although the girl said it wasn't intentional, the boy's mother still demanded that she kneel and apologize. The woman then apologized to the boy on behalf of her daughter, but the boy's mother said the woman, as an adult, should apologize to everyone. The woman knelt and said sorry while bowing her head, but the boy's mother still insisted she eat the cake off the floor. At a critical moment, the CEO arrived to stop them. He scolded them for daring to bully his sister and said he was the one who had reserved the Sky Garden Hotel for her. But the boy's family didn't believe him, saying the girl had just ruined a piece of cake and clothes and that they wouldn't be able to afford compensation. They suggested the woman and her family kneel and apologize quickly. The next moment, the assistant arrived with the CEO's gift for his niece. Upon hearing that the cake and clothes were worth millions of dollars, the boy's father was skeptical. But after learning that the CEO had rented out the entire hotel for $17 million, he was so frightened that he almost wet his pants. Even after paying for the boy's cake and clothes, the boy's family would still have to pay $100,000 to the little girl's family. The old boss ordered his assistant to cut a piece of cake for the boy's mother, and told her to kneel down and apologize to the little girl in order to avoid paying the compensation. Suddenly, the boy's father intervened, saying he had checked the official website and found that the entire hotel was rented by the group's CEO, so he believed the man in front of them was lying. Even though the assistant said this man was the CEO, he didn't believe it, questioning how the CEO could have a sister who sold steamed buns. The boy's father then asked the security guards to kick them out. The security guards didn't realize that the man in front of them was actually the CEO and mentioned that the CEO would arrive soon. They also said that the CEO had prepared gifts for all the guests. The boy's family cheered upon hearing about the gifts. The assistant clarified that the CEO did indeed prepare gifts for the guests but not for the boy's family. The boy's family thought they were talking nonsense and immediately ordered the security guards to kick them out. However, the security guards were no match for the CEO's bodyguards, who ended up holding the girl hostage, threatening them to leave the hotel. The boy's father threatened the CEO and his sister, demanding they kneel down. The CEO had no choice but to kneel to prevent them from harming his niece. Seeing that the CEO didn't seem entirely submissive, the boy's father prepared to publicly humiliate him. The CEO finally reunited with his long-lost sister. To make up for the years they lost, he enrolled his niece in the best kindergarten. He also instructed the principal in advance to take good care of his sister. However, an incident still occurred. As the woman was walking with her daughter to the school gate, she ran into her high school nemesis. She mocked the woman for being just a street vendor selling steamed buns, and questioned what right the woman had to bring her child to the school. After all, This was the most luxurious kindergarten in the city. Every parent here is worth at least tens of millions of dollars. How could a mere street vendor afford to send her child to this kindergarten? Perhaps she was there to apply for a janitor position. She said that a woman like her was only fit to be poor for the rest of her life. Hearing the vicious woman insult her mother, the little girl immediately spoke up, accusing the woman of being ill-mannered. But the vicious woman didn't care at all. Instead, she became more determined and told the little girl that her mother was indeed poor who belonged to the bottom of society. After saying that, she ordered the mother and daughter to leave immediately. Seeing how aggressive the woman was, the mother angrily stated that she wasn't there to apply for a job. She then grabbed her daughter and prepared to enter the school. But the vicious woman was relentless and, not satisfied, pushed the little girl away. In response, the little girl bit the vicious woman hard, causing her to scream in pain. The woman shouted at the little girl, asking if she was a dog, and demanded that she apologize. The mother, however, insisted that her daughter did nothing wrong and refused to apologize. Their commotion quickly attracted the attention of the school security. The vicious woman claimed they were causing trouble and might pose a safety risk to the children. The security guards, without listening to any explanation, ordered them to be thrown out. They even accused them of being suspicious individuals. The mother quickly explained that she was there to enroll her daughter in school and was not suspicious. But the snobbish security guard dismissively said that the mother and daughter were obviously poor. He pointed out that this was a prestigious kindergarten, and not just anyone could attend. He noted that the admission fee alone was $50,000. The woman said that her daughter's tuition was paid by her brother and that he had already informed the principal. She suggested that if they didn't believe her, they could call the principal to confirm. Upon hearing this, the vicious woman burst out laughing. She proudly revealed that the principal was her father-in-law. She accused the woman of being shameless for using the principal's name to bluff. The security guard, hearing this, ordered his men to beat the woman and send her to the police. Meanwhile, the principal, having heard the news, was rushing out. As he ran out, he noticed all the security guards heading outside. The principal learned from them what was happening at the gate. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, he rushed to the gate. At this moment, the mother and daughter were being tightly held by the security guards. The woman pleaded with the vicious woman to let them go. But the vicious woman, still angry from being bitten, insisted that the little girl apologize. Even after the girl apologized, she refused to let her attend the school. She ordered the security guards to throw them out of the school. The principal hurriedly arrived and intervened. He stated that the CEO had specifically instructed him to take care of the mother and daughter. He then scolded his daughter-in-law for bullying them. The vicious woman finally realized that the woman was the CEO's sister. She immediately begged for forgiveness and hoped the woman would forgive her this time. The woman demanded that she apologize to her daughter and then took her daughter into the kindergarten. She left the rest to the principal to handle. However, this scene was secretly observed by the adoptive father. The adoptive father owed a huge amount in loan shark debt. Now that he knew his adopted daughter was the CEO's sister, he planned to extort money from her to pay off his debts. He arrived early to pick up the little girl from school. The little girl thought her mother had come to pick her up, but when she reached the gate, she didn't see her mother. At that moment, the adoptive father appeared and kidnapped the little girl.